Coming up next on Making Moves, JTA CEO Nat Ford joins us in studio to talk about some of the authority's new initiatives. We'll tell you about a new campaign to get you to try transit. A JTA driver's quick thinking saves her passengers' lives, and more national awards for making moves in the JTA. I'm Donna Deegan. These stories and more right now on Making Moves. Hello and welcome to Making Moves. I'm Donna Deegan. Coming up, we'll find out about a new ridership campaign the JTA just launched, and we'll meet a JTA bus operator whose quick reaction saved a busload of passengers from possible injury. We begin, though, with a new woman in charge of transportation in the U.S., Elaine Chao. Chao was confirmed January 31st as the new Secretary of Transportation. Chao was the former Deputy Transportation Secretary under George H.W. Bush and also spent 8 years as Labor Secretary under President George W. Bush. JTA CEO Nat Ford was among a small group of transportation leaders selected to meet with the Secretary this week in Washington. And guess what? He joins us now. We're so excited to have him tell us more about this visit and lots more. So good to see you back again.
Good to see you too, Don.
Fantastic to have him in the studio this morning. And, you know, between your duties with JTA and your new role as Vice Chair of APTA, you're sort of a busy guy these days. Not that you weren't already.
Right. So, no, very busy, but it's all for a good reason. And it's all about transportation and helping this country move and helping Jacksonville move.
Well, tell us about your visit with the Secretary. That must have been exciting.
Yes, it was exciting. I was able to join a group of officials with the American Public Transportation Association to visit Secretary Chao and talk about public transportation nationally. And then it also afforded me the opportunity as the CEO of the JTA to talk about Jacksonville and what we're doing here at the JTA. And fortunately, a lot of what we're doing, she had heard about, and she was very, very proud of the work that we've done here, and told us to keep up the good work.
Well, fantastic. That's always good to hear. A nice, nice pat on the back. Well, we haven't seen you since you won the System of the Year, right?
Yes.
System of the Year from the state of Florida to go along with your Best in North America award. So congratulations for
Thank you.
Another feather in the JTA cap. I know it's hard to keep up, folks. So many awards, but the JTA is one of the first agencies in the country to host the Federal Transit Administration for a bus system review, which, as I understand it, recently assisted the FTA in developing bus safety regulations and standards for the industry. And really, that says a lot about JTA standing nationally with the transportation industry.
That's right. So over the past few years, we've made some significant improvements in terms of our safety performance, and that has been recognized by the FTA. And when they approached us to be a volunteer for their program of developing standards across the country, we jumped at the opportunity. So for the JTA, one, it recognizes that we are a safe system. We have some best practices that could be shared around the country, but we're also working with the FTA, and in this effort, if there are any weaknesses that the JTA has, it's an opportunity for us to identify those and get even better. We will not reach our goal until we have 0 accidents, and I know that's a far reach in terms of a goal, but we're working very hard to get to that 0 accident rate, and I'm very proud that the JTA has been selected as one of the systems, public transit systems in this nation, to set those new bus safety standards. So we're very proud of that opportunity.
It seems like right now we are really at the top of a whole lot of folks' list for people to look at in terms of what we're doing.
We've got a great team at the JTA, and over the last, I guess I've been here 4 years now, we have step by step improved this system, that it's now being not just recognized nationally, but amongst our peers here in Florida. That says a lot, and so we're very proud of all the recognition we're receiving, and it just keeps us going, because it's almost like like winning the Super Bowl over and over and over again. And we've got a lot more work to do, but we're proud and excited to accomplish some big things.
Ask Tom Brady, once you start winning those Super Bowls, man, you just don't want to stop, right?
You never want to lose.
You want a ring for every finger.
You want a ring for every finger, and we're working hard to do that. So we got a couple more fingers to cover.
Well, over the past couple of years, we've seen the authority completely overhaul
Yes.
the bus system, completely overhaul it. And we've had the launch of the First Coast Flyer, the opening of a CNG fueling station. So you would think things would be slowing down, you know, just a little bit. But the reality is, two of our hottest projects
Yes.
really are just coming online. Some of the most important JTA has ever done. The Skyway modernization,
Right.
which is really a big deal. And also the new transportation center. So talk a little bit about
Yes,
those.
so two mega projects for our agency, the Skyway modernization, and as you know, 2 years ago, we worked with stakeholders downtown, riders of the Skyway, business owners of the Skyway, and elected officials who have a stake in the Skyway. And the idea was that we have a major investment that was made nearly 30 years ago in terms of building the Skyway, and while it may not have been as successful as it was once visioned to be, as we move forward and it's past its useful age, what do you do with it?
Right.
And you know, the easy solution I think that some folks were talking about was to just tear it down, you know. And when you look at downtown Jacksonville and the amount of development that's occurring and the work that the DIA is doing, Andre Wallace and his team, we had to really rethink that. I think that would be a simple solution and probably the wrong solution. And once we looked at the development that's happening downtown, the amount of citizens and riders that would need some type of mobility to move them quickly in and around downtown, it was clear that one, the Skyway should stay. What we call the Skyway today should stay. But more importantly, it needs to be modernized and developed into something that takes advantage of the new technologies that are being developed right now. Autonomous vehicles, so driverless vehicles that now can start operating in mixed traffic on our roads, not needing to have a fixed guideway like our current Skyway. So the idea, after working over the past year and looking at new technologies, is to keep the core aerial structure, the elevated structure of the Skyway, but to convert the actual vehicles to these driverless vehicles that then, once we get them to street level, could operate into communities and operate with mixed traffic and get people closer to where they want to go. And our first corridor that we are planning on piloting and building will be from the sports complex to Riverside, using that aerial structure as the spine. So we're very excited about the plans for the Skyway going into the future. And matter of fact, you mentioned Secretary Chao. When I mentioned this project to her yesterday, I saw the smile come on her face that she, you know, again, recognized that this was a good way to go in terms of taking advantage of technologies coming into the future. In terms of JRTC, our Regional Transportation Center, this is going to be the true Grand Central Station for Jacksonville, pulling all of our transportation modes into one facility and making it very easy for folks to transfer from intercity bus like Greyhound or Megabus to the JTA Skyway system, or the JTA First Coast Flyer Bus Rapid Transit Network, or our fixed route bus service is huge. And just think about the mobility opportunities that will come from having all of that in one hub. And then the far future will have us bringing Amtrak down to that area where originally our original Jacksonville rail terminal was located. So pulling all that together and then having our administrative offices above all of that is just exciting.
Do you hear the excitement in this guy's voice? I mean, it's amazing that there are some people who still go, oh, that stuff's not going to happen. It's going to happen.
Oh, it's going to happen. And so, and that excitement that you hear is not just Nat Ford's excitement, it's the excitement of the entire JTA team, our board of directors, our executives, our management staff, our frontline personnel. We all are driving to making sure our vision is to have the world-class mobility that our citizens deserve, and we're working very hard to deliver that.
Well, you know, and in a city this big,
yes,
it's really going to be important as we continue to grow, not only for obviously the downtown core, which is just what a wonderful addition to the downtown it is, but also just the idea of moving people around as we continue to grow.
Well, that is the most important, I think, solution in terms of economic vitality and quality of life. If people can move, if they can move seamlessly and easily and frequently, then we're providing them freedom in terms of life choices, be it educational, be it jobs, healthcare and things of that nature. So we believe that what we do is very critical to the success of this community, critical to our citizens, and we don't take our responsibility lightly. This is very important to us, and we plan to deliver.
You know, it's so exciting because freedom is really what it's all about when it comes down to it. And I want to ask you one more question about the Skyway, because it was so embattled for so long.
Yes.
But people really seem to have accepted this vision from the JTA of what's going to happen. It's good to see the community coming on board and saying, you know what, we actually like the way this looks. Are you surprised at that?
Not really, because I think what we did was I think we built up a certain amount of credibility as the JTA in terms of being transparent, sharing the good, sharing the bad, and making sure that our riders as well as our citizens knew that our hearts were in it in terms of finding solutions. And so when we got to the point of examining the Skyway solution, we put together that diverse stakeholder group that had naysayers, folks who weren't supportive of the Skyway, as well as folks who were, and everyone in between, and provided them the facts and looked at the future of Jacksonville and downtown. And once we put all of those facts together and did it in a very transparent, open manner, I think it's the solution came out of that. And it was not so surprising to me that we needed some type of transportation solution for downtown. Is it the Skyway of today? No, but the elements of the Skyway, what has been built and is already there, can be leveraged for a new system that we are actually calling the ultimate downtown connector. So it's going to be, you know, transformed from the Skyway to the U2C, and that's what it's all about. It's about a vision of the future and delivering and preparing for that.
You know, I'm going to compliment you on this again, and I know I've done this in the past, but I don't think it can be said enough, and I think it's a great example for other companies out there to follow, and frankly, the city as well, in so many aspects. If you can go to the people that are going to be your users or people that are your constituents or people that are your base and say, we want your input.
That's right.
We want to know how you feel and how we can best serve your needs, as opposed to just putting out something that you, I mean, it sounds, well, you say of course, but communication, you'd think that communication would be, you know, of course communication.
Right,
but so many just don't do it. And I just have to compliment you for, I really do think it's been such a big part of why you've been so successful. You've had the vision, yes, but you've allowed the people to become the drivers of the vision, and that's fantastic.
This show is part of that. And that's why we continue to do this show. We continue to do, I think, an exorbitant amount of outreach, because we are serving these citizens, we are serving these riders, and we are implementing what they want for their community. And if the idea is freedom and access and quality of service, then we need to have them part of that solution. And it has boded well for us. We would not have been able to accomplish nearly as much as we have if it wasn't for that first step, which is really the outreach and doing far more than what has been the past or been expected of us. We've gone over and above in terms of communication.
Well, we thank you for that, and we're excited about this show. We've also been part of the accolades that have been
that's right.
have been received.
So our peers are recognizing, you know, it has helped, and you know, the awards we're receiving in terms of the different outreach that we do.
So it's great stuff. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Donna,
it's always so great. I get so energized, you know, when Nat comes in to talk about the vision, because you can see why things are going as they're going. Because this guy, I have never seen you one bit less excited since the first day you walked in the door. Right. It's like you guys just continue to get more and more pumped up about everything that we're doing.
Every morning I wake up and I'm excited about this opportunity and the honor of serving our citizens as the JTA CEO.
Okay, good stuff, you guys. Thank you so much. Nat Ford, thank you for being with us, and we look forward to
good to see you
having
again,
you
Donna.
back with us again.
Thank you.
Next up, Jacquie Gibbs joins us to talk about a new ridership initiative the JTA is rolling out and how you can get involved. Then later, how a JTA driver's quick reaction helped save a busload of passengers. Those stories when we come back.
Travel around Jacksonville like never before on the First Coast Flyer Blue Line. The Blue Line is an extension of the Green Line service and will connect North and Southeast Jacksonville. Customers will now have access to new job opportunities and activity centers, all while riding a premium service. Whether you're catching a connection to your job downtown or headed to the Avenues Mall, the First Coast Flyer gets you where you need to go.
Have a banana, Hannah. Try the salami, Tommy. Give it the gravy, Davy. Everybody eats when they come to my house. Try a tomato plate too. Here's cacciatore, Dory. Taste the bologna, Tony. Everybody eats when they come to my house.
Welcome back to Making Moves, everyone. JTA bus operators are not only responsible for a 40-foot bus worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, they also have the lives of dozens of passengers in their hands all day, every day. It's an awesome responsibility that these men and women take very seriously. As Making Moves correspondent Carell Danzy shows us, a split-second decision was the only thing between life and death for driver Sean Robinson and the passengers on bus 1A.
Good morning. My name is Sean Robinson. I've been a bus operator for 5 years.
And she's pretty good at it.
Good morning. I have a fixed route, and my route is different every day. I have a split, I have a straight.
Her routine is similar from day to day, but then there are those days that kind of stick with you.
It was a very scary day for me and the passengers. I was driving the 1A coming from the airport. That morning it was really, really foggy.
And as you can see from this screenshot from that day, visibility was very low.
And out of nowhere, it was a gray car with no lights. It was surprised I saw it. God must have told me, merge to the left, and that's what I did. I merged to the left because I see they were still coming straight out at me.
Good job to the operator, because that situation is handled differently by every operator. It depends on how focused you are on your job, how much you're paying attention to the road, but that car come out of nowhere, so everybody would handle that situation differently. I can't tell you right now myself how I would handle that situation. It depends on if you're focused. So she was focused and she saw it at the last minute and she avoided the accident, which could have been fatal.
I am in a bus simulator here at JTA's Myrtle Avenue Operations Campus. This is one of the many tools that are used to prepare bus operators for the various scenarios they may encounter on the road.
In the simulator, you can always stop and correct yourself. When you're out there on the road, it catches you off guard, so you don't have time to stop.
Robinson says that if she was distracted for just a moment,
or a passenger would have talked to me, we would have been hit head on. The passenger was like, "You my hero, you know. You did a good job." And they said thank you, and I felt kind of good.
Robinson also received a certificate and recognition for her actions. In downtown Jacksonville, I'm Carell Danzy, JTA Making Moves.
In cities across the country, ridership on public transit is down, in some cases by a lot. In Los Angeles, for example, LA Metro ridership is down about 10% over the past decade, despite adding new rail lines. In Northern Virginia, ridership has dropped by 6% on weekdays and 12% on weekends. Other major cities are seeing similar results. Here in Jacksonville, though, the JTA is telling a different story. Since launching its route optimization initiative in December of 2014, the authority is beating the odds, seeing a 4% increase in its ridership. But even with that success, JTA is not resting on its laurels. Oh no. Here to tell us about its new Tri-Transit Ridership campaign is Jacquie Gibbs, JTA's Vice President of External Affairs. And Jacquie, welcome to Making Moves. We're happy to have you here. But before we get to that issue, let's talk a little bit about the awards, because you know it's all about the bling, right? And we know that your department is the one that just won all those awards we were just talking about with Mr. Ford. You have to be so proud of that.
I am, Donna. We have a good group of people, very creative minds, and they come up with great ideas. So we're always proud when we're recognized by those in our profession. So yes, we're very proud of our awards.
Well, it was fun to hear Mr. Ford bragging on everybody. It's obvious that everybody is very, very energized right now.
And congratulations to you too, because you've been a great partner in this, and Making Moves has been one of those shows that has won awards.
Well, you know, I'm a huge fan of Jacksonville as a native, and so it's really fun to watch all of this develop and to see the vision into the future, and to see the city, honestly, to see us recognized, the JTA recognized for everything that we're doing is really, really fantastic. And this whole tri-transit thing,
yes.
It really sounds like it's going to be really an exciting way to get more people connected to public transit.
Well, we're excited about it, and this is the reason we're doing this is because we know that nationally ridership is down, and for us, ROI, route optimization, has been the key. So I'm sure you remember when we aligned routes, we added some, did some expansion on routes, more frequency, made some routes more direct. We have implemented, launched First Coast Flyer, as you know, Green Line and Blue Line. We added Wi-Fi to the buses. My JTA app, you don't have to go downtown anymore to purchase your fare. And we have really done some things to enhance the customer experience.
And you think that that's really the reasons that we have excelled where some of these other, you know, more long established programs have not excelled lately? I
do. Over the past 4 years, we've really put focus on enhancing the customer experience and making it easier for them to try transit.
So with all of that we've done, I mean, clearly have made it so easy for people to participate in the experience. Why do we feel like we have a need for this tri-transit program?
Well, as you said, we can't rest on our laurels, and this is a perfect time, we believe, to make those who are not regular riders more aware of what we have to offer. We have a great product, a great service out there. We want everybody to know it. So those folks that are not regular riders, we want them to give transit a try. And those who are our regular customers, we want them to go more places, more destinations on more occasions, more frequently. So this is a great opportunity for us to talk about what we have to offer.
Well, you mentioned destinations, and this is something I'm really excited about when I started to read about this. We also have what's called a destination campaign plan. Can you tell us a little bit about what a destination campaign is?
We are going to be partnering with local businesses to go to destinations that you can easily get to using transit. So we are looking at restaurants and theaters and parks and shopping and more. So we will be using those businesses. We will be helping each other. We will be promoting them and promoting their business to our customers and to those that want to try transit to get to their establishments by using JTA.
That is so fun, and I'm happy to report that starting with our next show, Making Moves is going to be featuring some of those destinations here on the show. So we want our viewers to be on the lookout for those reports. So increasing ridership, obviously the overall goal here. But you have other goals beyond just increasing ridership.
Absolutely, you're right. Increasing ridership is the ultimate goal. But again, education, awareness. We will also, one of the other things we will be doing is an education component, travel training. And especially for those markets that we are low in, such as riders that are English as a second language, that have English as a second language. We will be going into the schools and training those individuals about using transit and just trying to make it easier and less, improving the image of transit and less of a burden for our customers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's been the goal behind all this stuff, right? To make it less cumbersome, to make it at the touch of a finger, you know, to get involved. And as I was saying to Mr. Ford, as Jacksonville continues to grow and expand, this is going to be a critical thing for people to get involved with. So this is a way to make it fun.
This is a way to make it fun. During the summer, we will also have a youth scavenger hunt. So we're going to do some exciting things and get everybody involved.
Oh, I can't wait to hear more about that. So if people want more information on this, how do they get it?
They can get more information as well as have their trip planned for them by calling 630-3100, option 7, press option 7, and there will be someone there to help them plan their trip in detail.
Awesome. Jacquie Gibbs, thank you so much for joining us on Making Moves. please come back and let us know how the campaign is going.
I will. Thank you, Donna.
You did a great job. Thank you.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you soon. The JTA will begin work soon in one of the most congested areas of the First Coast, Argyle Forest. The authority will be expanding Collins Road between Old Middleburg Road and Rampart Road. Here's Making Moves' Eugene Lindsay with local reaction from a recent public meeting on the project.
Here's where I am right here. And right now, between 4:30 and 6:30 in the morning, you're not going to get out and turn left.
Dozens of local residents from the Argyle and Oakleaf areas made a stop recently at the Chimney Lakes Elementary School to hear about JTA's plans to widen Collins Road from Old Middleburg Road to Rampart Road. The work is remnants of a Better Jacksonville planned project from several years ago that was never completed. The city of Jacksonville ran out of money for the original project, and the plans have sat on the shelf until JTA added it to its Mobility Works project list. It is being funded through bonds issued against the local option gas tax. Some residents had concerns about congestion and traffic coming too close to their property line. Those questions were handled directly by on-site staff members. Others, like Carrie Kelly, told me finally getting this work completed will greatly improve safety along Collins Road.
Right now, there's not enough lights for these the intersections of the neighborhoods to make it onto Collins Road, and it's very dangerous when you're trying to go onto Collins Road or across incoming traffic on Collins Road if you're living in the neighborhoods, like Westport Bay or Invermere, the gate station by Westport.
The plans call for a new divided 4-lane roadway expanded from the current 2-lane with grass median, sidewalks, additional lighting, bike lanes, and curb and gutter. Also in the works is an expanded bridge over McGurk's Creek. All in all, Kelly says it will be an improvement over what they have now.
Well, it'll certainly make some things easier, but it's the limit because any wider will have to be back door to back door across the street, house-wise. It's just narrow. So it'll be helpful.
Construction is expected to begin this summer and take about 2.5 years to complete. In Argyle, Eugene Lindsay, JTA, Making Moves.
Thanks, Eugene. HMS Ferries will continue to operate the St. Johns River Ferry. The JTA and HMS agreed to a new 5-year contract with an option to renew for an additional 5 years. The deal was for just over $11 million. Vice President of Transit Operations Lisa Darnall called HMS responsive, responsible, experienced, and safety conscious. Finally, a big thank you to the JTA for once again providing transportation for the 26.2 with Donna, the National Marathon to finish breast cancer. Thousands of racers joined us for our 10th anniversary race, and thousands more cheered them on. The JTA trolleys allowed spectators to follow their favorite runners along the course, and we also want to take a moment to thank everyone who raced, cheered, volunteered, and supported us during this magical event. And again, thank you, JTA, for your support. And that wraps up this episode of Making Moves. We thank you for taking the time to join us. And remember, you can check out past episodes anytime online at jtafla.com. You can also find stories and other exclusive content when you like our Facebook page at facebook.com/JTA Making Moves. For everyone here, I'm Donna Deegan. We'll see you next time. We're Making Moves.